The Last Supper. Well, it was the Last Supper for three, for the story that I'm about to tell you. We are at Lakewood Memorial Park Cemetery in Elgin, Illinois. Elgin, Illinois is about 40 miles northwest of Chicago. I want to thank Susan Graff, who was good enough to suggest this story. Even though this is around where I grew up, I never heard of it, and this is a scary one. So hold on to your hats for Halloween. We're going to start here at the cemetery, and we're going to pay respects, and then we're going to go somewhere very spooky after this. It's the Teets family. There were three: a husband, a wife, and a son. It was the night of January 11th, 1979. It was a night that seemed most perfect for a gruesome and scary scene right out of a movie. The night air was so cold it was too cold to even breathe for a long time. And on the very next day, the famous blizzard of 1979 would descend upon the Chicago area Midwest with over 2 feet of snow. And it would cover the remains of the Teets family farm. The Teets family farm in rural Shoe Factory Road, which consisted of a small frame house, barns, and outbuildings. It was actually a pretty big operation. Earl Teets ran there. They had 200 acres. But there was something amiss. There was somebody that was an enemy. They had fierce guard dogs, and they loved the lady of the house. But when authorities finally came, those fierce guard dogs were eerily quiet. You see, all three were brutally murdered. And their graves are right here. We have the son, Gary Teets. And you can see that no one is visiting here. July 4th, 1943, January 11th, 1979, and that would be the fateful night of murder. Elizabeth Teets, the mother and wife, was born in 1918. And the fateful night, 1979. Earl was a veteran of World War II, fought for our country. And he was slaughtered that night along with Gary and Elizabeth. As you can see, the same date. Here they lie. I don't think they get many visitors. This is a forgotten story. In the annals of Chicago crime, you won't find much or anything about this, maybe one article. Rest in peace, Teets family. Rest in peace. Because we are now going, we're going there. we're going to see where it happened. Hey gang, we're in Hoffman Estates right now. We're about 40 miles northwest of Chicago. And I've scoped this out on Google Earth. This is the murder scene. Well, not right here, but we're gonna walk to it. If I haven't been in here, I love doing this stuff in a spontaneous fashion. Part of the fun to take you guys along. But anyway, right here, this was the Teets farm. There was a family of 4 that lived here. A lot of operations were going on here. This was back in 1979, over 40 years ago. And well, let's take a walk. Well, we're right by Higgins Road, so I can use that as a reference so I don't think we'll get lost in the woods, because that will be off to our right, but it's, unfortunately, there's no sun. It's right at dusk. It's about to get dark. I've got a light. It's kind of a foggy. It's a perfect night to do this, I guess. So I've got a light. I'm going to put that on, and I will tell you the story. We'll take a walk, and this light should guide us to where we need to go, because it's just going to get really dark here in the next several minutes. Especially when we get into the woods. Now, there was a family of 4. It was Earl Teets Sr. with his wife Elizabeth. They were both 60 years old. They had 2 boys. One was Gary, the older brother, and the other was Earl Jr., the younger brother. Now I can already see something going on here. Some remnants of what looks like posts. So they had a big operation going here at the Teets farm. They had several buildings. And Earl Sr. was into heavy equipment. He was a heavy equipment operator. But he had a lot of other things going. I mean, they raised animals. They had cattle. They had, well, you could come in here, it is said, and you could buy a turkey or a duck, among other things. He also had, along with the animals, all the farm operations, he had, this was a destination where they would bring towed vehicles. So you have to kind of wonder, starting out. Now look at this. You have to start wondering. Looks like an animal raccoon nest, maybe. I'm gonna keep the light on because it's getting dark in here. So you have to wonder. Now, they had 4 vicious guard dogs. I know at least one was a German Shepherd. I believe all 4 may have been. And they were very, very vicious. In fact, they were so vicious that the family and friends that would come over here, they would stay in the car because they were so afraid of these animals that would attack even the car, till the family came out to calm the dogs down or get them in the house. Now, he also had an elaborate alarm system, so he was worried about something. Now look here. There are not some random stones, so this is kind of the first sign of something. And you know what? We may not find anything, because when I tell you the rest of the story, well, anyway, he had this alarm system like a bell. And if you intruded on the boundary or drove in through the front, because they get vandals right off Higgins Road here. You can hear Higgins Road. It's maybe 100, 150 yards in front of me. This bell would ring. So obviously kind of a paranoid situation to begin with. Let's see here. We're getting into some pretty deep woods. Oh, here's another pile. Let's backtrack here a little bit. Look at this. There's something going on here. Gotta keep this light down. So that looks like some type of metal. I'm not sure what's going on there. Yeah. And there's some kind of a bar there sticking out of the ground. See that? Look at this. Okay. So Earl had just sold, I guess, 100 head of cattle. And Black Angus, he got a lot of cash, and everything was cash. Nothing in the bank. Keep it in the bedroom. So it was on January 11th, 1979, that a phone call came. A phone call came from the daughter-in-law, you know, Gary, the older son. She was supposed to come, she came over for dinner here, right here. She came over for dinner and everything was quiet. She knocked on the door, nobody answered. What was really unusual is the dogs were not barking. Really strange. So she wasn't having any luck, called on the phone. So what she did was she called Earl Jr. She said, Earl, something's amiss here. I don't know what's going on. So Earl came over and they both came over here and the same thing, no luck. And Earl had a sick feeling. He said later, no lights on, no dogs. He had a sick feeling. So I called the police. I came back with the police. And they were looking in the windows. Nothing. Now Earl, I guess, did not have a key. Now look at this. It's like a garbage can lid. Maybe more recent. Oh, look at this. There's a bullet hole. There is a bullet hole there. That is a bullet hole. And the caliber, to me, looks like .223 or 30-06 or .243. That looks like a, well, it could be a 9mm. Hard to say. All right, I don't want to get too deep in here. We'll keep looking for some things. See if I don't see. Okay, there's some like blue pieces of something, plastic. Let me step over here. It's getting pretty tight, pretty thick, guys. We have to backtrack out of here. Hope not. I have a little bit of light. I can kind of see to my left where there's open. I can see up there. See that? All right, so that helps me keep my bearing, even on this foggy night. So what happened? Well, Earl Jr. told the police, just kick it in, knock it down. So they did. And they walked in with the flashlights, and they came in through the front foyer. Everything was quiet, dead still. Now outside it was below zero, it was freezing. And it was cold in the house. They didn't know what was going on. Just like I'm not sure where to go here. I'm gonna have to backtrack a little. This is really thick, guys. I don't want to lose my bearings. So they come into the living room and they see this big pile of dog fur, like a sack. And it's Blackie. Blackie's one of the German shepherds, and it's matted. Its fur is matted with blood. So that was the first sign of trouble. So they walked in a little farther. Oh boy, this is really, I don't know, guys. What did we get ourselves into? That's no problem. No problem, we'll get through. Oh boy, it's just the camera. Okay, hold on. Let me get through this. So they went a little farther and they panned the flashlights. They panned the flashlights to the right. And there was Elizabeth laying on the floor. Blood all over. Shot. And then to the right of her, right next to her, was Gary. He was also killed. Blood all over. Pools of blood on the floor. Where's Earl Sr.? They were calling out. Earl, where are you? So they were trying to clear the house. Let's go this way. And they went into the kitchen. They went into the kitchen and there was Earl, face down, on the floor. Face down. He was dead. He was killed. All right, we've got to go this way. We were kind of circling a bit, and now it's getting really dark. Oh, it's getting really thick. So all three were killed. Can you imagine? Could you imagine Earl Jr.? So they thought, what happened here? Was it a robbery? He just sold all this cattle. It had to be a robbery, right? Now, Earl knew where the money was. He had an idea, and they found the sock. $6,000 cash in the sock. And there were a lot of other valuables. Nothing was taken. Not a thing. let's see, where are we gonna go here? Let's continue on. I see an opening over here. Let's go this way. It's getting pretty. I see kind of a little field, a little clearing, a little respite for us. Look at that. Spooky, guys. I am armed. I am armed. I don't expect any trouble, but I do not take any chances. So, a suspect emerged finally. And they were like, wasn't robbery. Now there was this guy. Oh, here I see the lights of Higgins over that way. Okay, so we got some bearings. The problem is I don't know how I'm gonna. There's a clearing I saw on Google Earth this way. That's what I'm trying to do. Let's go through these woods. Okay. So there's this suspect, right? And this guy owned Earl a lot of money. Now you have to wonder too with Earl, with all the cash towing of the cars, keeping the cars there, you know, was there mob? Was there a mob connection? Who knows? And there's something over there. What's that? Something white. It looks like just some plastic. Okay, let's go this way. I see another clearing. This looks good. Let's get out of these woods. What do you think? I'm kind of done with the woods here. So not much in there except a bullet hole in an old garbage lid. Okay, so this guy owed Earl a whole bunch of money. So they went to talk to him. Now this guy is unnamed even to this day. They will not give his name out. So they call him in and he's not cooperating. They say, will you take a lie detector test? Well, will you take a lie detector test? He's like, no way. He won't do it. So the crosshairs are on him now. Look at this. What's this? Big uprooted tree. Let's just take a quick look here, guys. Let's just take a quick look. See if we see anything back here. All right. So, I'm pretty sure he's the guy that did it. Would love to know his name. They never released his name. Even to this day. Even to this day. But pretty sure he was the killer, guys. Right. We have a clearing this way. I think we have a clearing. Let's bust through here. What do you think? It's getting pretty dark, guys. Pretty dark. Nope. We're still kind of stuck in the woods here. Yeah, we are. Okay. What's that? Okay, let's go this way. I see another clearing. Okay, good. And this is the right direction. So Higgins is to my right. I can hear the white noise from the cars. So on Google Earth, I saw a big clearing in this direction. Let's see what we got. Yeah, this is opening up. Look at this. So only one dog, one of the four dogs was killed, Blackie. We got 3 victims. And here's what's really freaky. One by one, there were several buildings here. One by one, mysteriously burned down. Ashes to the ground. Evidence destroyed? You betcha. You betcha. All right, we are in We are in a clearing, and you would think this would be the area where the buildings would be, but again, I don't see anything. Let's keep looking. Let's go this way. I gotta tell you, I've got a really eerie feeling here. Not that someone's gonna jump out, but my senses are up, and it's not a good feeling. You have to imagine 3 people were murdered right here. So you can see Higgins Road out here. You can see the cars flying by. Let's head. Still don't see anything. It's kind of odd. But remember, everything was burned to the ground. Oh wait, look at here. So it looks like, I thought these were deer beds, but it looks like there's something here. It's man-made. Yeah. Okay. This looks like it was a floor slab. This is definitely probably maybe the garage. Oh, here's more over here, guys. Here's more over here. Oh yeah. Yeah, I think we have stumbled upon where this happened. This is it. Let's see what we can find. I'm sure we're not going to find much, but you never know. Let's cut through here. This is a clearing. There's something black here on the ground. Oh, you know what this is? This is an old tire. There you go. There you go. I don't know what that says, but there you go, guys. We're on it. We are on it, and it is pretty dark. Shall we go further? Let's go a little further. So my question is, as I drove here, I was kind of thinking, like, so this guy, they never caught him, and he, you know, this is still very sparse rural. West of here, east of here it's not, but he lived right out that way, down Shoe Factory Road, I believe. And one thing I forgot to mention, down Higgins Road here, there's a big Halloween farm called Gerbert's. Now, Gerbert's was the neighbor back then. He was the neighbor, and I went in there to talk to the descendants, and I met the son. He's probably about my age, so he would have been a teenager then, and he told me, he goes, oh yeah, I remember that house. We all thought we'd ride our bikes by, we'd stay away. There was just strange goings on there. It was strange. Let's go back here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, he drove down Higgins here, and you could see the house. And you know those houses with junkyard, cars, all the junk. It's funny, when I used to fly more up to Wisconsin, I could look down. You wouldn't believe how many people are hoarders, have all this stuff. So nothing yet. I see something back here that looks foreign. It's probably just plastic or something. Let's check it out. Yeah, it's like an old bleach bottle. All right, ivory or downy, or not bleach, that cap that looks like dishwashing liquid. Well, I'm not going in here, guys. This is unpenetrable. Unpenetrable city. Let's look over here. Just want to see if I see anything in there. So I don't see much here, but I guess my question is, you know what they say? They say the killer returns to the crime scene. Now, decades later, you know that guy has come back here. You know he revisited his crime. And that's the chance we're taking here, because you got to figure he doesn't want anybody snooping back here, right? I just started thinking about that. You don't want anybody finding any evidence. Not that there's any evidence to find, but you never know. Like that little piece of tire we found. You could find something else, or the bullet hole. Maybe under that garbage lid there's a bullet embedded in the ground, and maybe there's ballistics that can be done, and maybe that can be traced to a gun, rifle or handgun. Who knows? All right, we're back in the open, and I know which way back. Let's go this way. Whoa. Yeah, there's a lot of logs and down trees in here. So here's another thing. Look at this. Just relics from the days of old. Don't know what that is, guys. It's a rod with a bolt on top. Kind of strange. All right, guys. I think I'm going to call it. I hope you like the story, and I should be able to get out of here safely. If you see this video, it means I made it out alive. All right, I'm going to get this flashlight off, or spotlight. So, man, I'm sweating up a storm.
I'll see you guys soon, okay? Happy Halloween. Trick or treats. Be careful with the candy you get. Alright, catch you guys later. It's Halloween!